Hey everybody, Dr. Dan here. This is the week 11 quiz supplemental video because I forgot to address it on my last video, which is fine because it had been going so long anyway. So this is the quiz supplemental. So two of the things that will cover two of the questions, and when you get to this quiz, you're going to say, oh my God, he made a mistake. Two of the questions are the same, but they're actually slightly different. And I'm not going to tell you what the questions are, but I want you to keep in mind the differences between the North and the South prior to the Civil War. And there's a whole bunch of different things, but the real key is to remember that the North is a lot more industrialized than the South. The South is heavily into agriculture, so the North is really industrial, and because the North is really industrial, it's more urban too. In other words, more people live in big cities in the North, so keep that in mind as you think about questions that have something to do with differences between the North and the South. But really, industrialization and urbanization are the big clues always for any question, and I think that will help you when you read too. You'll sort of understand the cultures a little bit more. The other thing is something I didn't address on the video. For the quiz, in my notes, there's a section, as you read through the textbook and look at my notes, there's a section about the richest 5% of the people in the country prior to the Civil War owned, I think, a little more than half of the wealth in the country. And in my reading notes, I put a stat in there of what it's like today. So make sure you're able to compare and contrast how much wealth the top 5% of the people in the country held prior to the Civil War and how much wealth the same 5% of the people carry now, well after Civil War. So just keep that in mind. And I think that's a valuable question because it helps us relate the past to the present by looking at wealth and income disparities in the country and whether they've changed or not. So I'll let you draw your own conclusions, but that's why I'm doing it. I think it's cool to tie those two things together. Makes it a little more useful. Okay. Another difference between North and South. So we talked about these big cities, and the North had more big cities. But the difference is most of the cities in the South were on seaports. So they were on the ocean or on, major harbors in the South. So keep that in mind as you're looking at the quiz, that most of the cities in the South were on seaports. And finally, the next question has a little bit to do with mass production. So there was a blurb or two, a paragraph or two about the effects of industrialization in this chapter. And I want you to think about what mass production did to craftsmanship. And I think they might talk a little bit about de-skilling in the book, but de-skilling is when machines sort of take over for skill that people had. So think about that as you take the quiz and you'll be good to go. So that's it for the quiz supplement. Sorry I forgot it in the main lecture. Have a great day. Good luck. Bye-bye.